Hi, my name is Yongjin and I am Group 3's leader. Today we'll be presenting our project called Help the Fight, which is the MRA 3.0 COVID-19 Emergency Relief Fundraising Program. So first, here are our members. There is me, Yongjin, who is the organizing chairperson and also the leader. We have Ang Huiling as our vice organizing chairperson, Lao Xin as our secretary, Kam Hui-Wen as our treasurer, Jian is our program coordinator and poster designer. Kayan is our program coordinator. We also have Alicia as our publicity coordinator and poster designer, while Patricia is our publicity coordinator. Last but not least, we have Xingyi and Ziliang as our presenters for the proposal presentation. For this project, we have set some objectives for ourselves, and both for short-term and long-term. So our short-term goal is to assist the Malaysian Relief Agency, the MRA, in raising funds to support frontliners, volunteers, and those who are affected significantly by the COVID-19 pandemic and constant lockdowns. For our long-term goal, we aim to raise and spread awareness among the users through social media regarding the adverse effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and to encourage those who are able to provide support to those in need. Next, Xingyi will tell you more about our project.
Thank you, Zoe. Now I will provide a brief introduction on our project by using the old school but effective way, the 4 Ws and 1 H. What was done in the project is that we assist the Malaysian Relief Agency MRA in raising funds for frontliners, volunteers, and people who are dealing with the adverse effects of the pandemic. The project was done via social media, Facebook and Instagram, and was started on the 14th of September 2021 to 23rd of October 2021. Posters including donations gateways or methods were created to gather funds, promote, and to help spread awareness. As we all know, the ongoing global COVID-19 pandemic has negatively and significantly impacted the lives of many. Due to the constant lockdowns, many are suffering and in need of support. Through this event, we hope to reduce the burden of those affected by the pandemic as much as possible by providing monetary donations and raising awareness. That's all for my part. Now I will pass the slides to Hui-Wen to talk about our financial standing. Thank you.
Thank you, Sini, for explaining about the project description. I'm Kam Hui-Wen, and I'll be talking about the financial standings, which is the total amount of funds that we have raised throughout the whole project. Our program coordinators started posting posters about fundraising on our social media accounts, which are Facebook and Instagram, on 16th of September, which was the 5th week of this project. And as of the end of the 5th week, which was on the 19th of September, we have received a total of 471 ringgit from 16 kind donors. In week 6, from 20th until the 26th of September, there were only 2 donors and we received a total of 170. As of week 7 and week 8, there were only 1 donor who donated 22 ringgit and 22 cents and 5 ringgit respectively. Last but not least, we do not have any donors for week 9 and 10, which means that our group has raised a total of 668 ringgit and 22 cents. And that is all for my part, and I'll pass it to Alicia to talk about the challenges that we had faced throughout the whole project journey. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Alicia, and I'll be presenting about the challenges that we faced. Okay, so the first challenge was the communication among group members. Due to the lack of communication, there was a lot of miscommunication and misunderstandings among group members, which led to the complications like certain aspects not going smoothly and having to redo some of the work that was already done. The second challenge was getting people to donate. This was because many people were very wary and cautious about donating money, especially when it's online, as people fear of getting scammed. It is a known fact that there are many scammers out there, but more so during this COVID-19 pandemic. Last but not least, the third challenge is that people are facing financial crisis during this COVID-19 pandemic. We all know that the COVID-19 pandemic has affected everyone negatively in terms of financials. And despite everything being open, there are still many people facing financial crises during this prolonged pandemic. And because of this, it has also affected our fundraising event when it comes to receiving donations and the amount that is being donated. And that's all for my part. Now I'll pass it on to Shi Liang to talk about the solutions.
Hi everyone, my name is Chen Ziliang. Yes, I agree with Alicia that we are facing challenges when conducting this campaign. However, we have found solutions to resolve or mitigate the challenges. First, we face difficulties to communicate among group members. Hence, we have leveraged those online meeting platforms such as Google Meet or Zoom. We conduct meetings via Google Meet, communicating and delegating tasks among us. Second, it is difficult for us to get people to donate during the pandemic. Therefore, we have designed a number of posters and post them on our social media pages such as Facebook and Instagram to attract the public to visit our social media pages, getting more information on what we are currently doing, thereby receiving donations from them. Third, since most of the people are facing financial difficulties during the pandemic, we were difficult to receive donations. Hence, we have tried to let the public know that even a small donation does mean a lot to us and those who need help. Finally, we have successfully received $668.22 donations from the public. That's all from me, and now I will pass it to my groupmates. Thank you.
Thank you, Ziliang. My name is Jan, and I'll be presenting on our group's achievements. So, one of our achievements is that we had managed to raise awareness by using the social media accounts that we have created, which are Facebook and Instagram. We had touched on various topics regarding the effects of the ongoing pandemic, such as how the public can help, the ways that we can prevent the spread of the virus, and so on. In the picture shown in the slide, we had managed to spread awareness more on our Instagram account compared to our Facebook account. We had managed to reach over 295 people on Instagram and 226 individuals on Facebook. Moreover, a comparison was done for the highest reach posts for both Facebook and Instagram, and it was found that 5 out of the 6 posts were from Instagram and 1 of them was from Facebook. Now, moving on to the next achievement. Though we did not manage to reach our target, which was 1,000 ringgit, but it was still a good effort, as we still managed to raise over 668 ringgit and 22 cents for our fundraising event. Our fundraising began actually on the 14th of September and ended on the 24th of October. We hope that with the funds that we had raised, we were able to help and support those who were significantly affected by the ongoing pandemic. And now that is all for my part. I'll hand the presentation over to the next presenter.
Good morning, Encik Remy Otman. My name is Hui Ling, and now I'm going to talk about the SWOT analysis for Group 3. Firstly, the strength. One of the strengths is to help the frontline workers cope with stress and mental burden. Going to work during the COVID-19 pandemic has placed frontline workers under immense and unprecedented pressure, putting their physical and mental and social well-being at risk. Staff under excessive or prolonged stress become more prone to frequent absence from work or reduced productivity while at work, accidents and mistakes. In the COVID-19 pandemic, this may mean that compromised quality and safety of care, breach of protocols and guidelines, increased risk of infections and compromised capacity of health system and emergency response team to fight the pandemic. While frontline workers have the responsibility of caring for themselves and verbalizing their needs and concern, many of the efforts to prevent and reduce stress and care for the mental health of frontline workers must be made by organization, managers, and health administrators And also, the second strength will be foster a positive work environment, such as extending sympathy, flexibility, and grace will be critical for everyone during this time, and express concerns about their working conditions. On the other hand, the weakness will be lack of media credibility. The credibility of the source had a significant effect on attitudes, even among those who held prior attitudes on the issue. And then the second weakness will be unable to raise funds through outdoor activity due to the pandemic, as we can only heavily rely on the poster, also need to stay engaged and active all the time. And thirdly, which is another weakness, such as possibility of committing fraud. Some of the people not sure about whether their donation to charity is used properly or goes to the causes for which it is intended. And now I will pass it on to Kayan to further explain about the opportunities and threats. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Adeline, for your part. So now I'll be presenting on opportunities and threats. So for opportunities, is that we were able to raise awareness and interest among our target audience via social media platforms such as Instagram and Facebook, and really getting the word out there to reach as much audience as possible, to get as much donations as possible to help our frontliners fight this battle with us. So yeah, and other than that, we were also able to raise funds to help fight the virus. And then next up is threats. So some of the threats was actually raising funds, because due to the economic situation right now, everyone is like, you know, in financial situation where it's quite tough to make ends meet for some people. So we were very skeptical that people would actually make a donation to our campaign, but surprisingly we were able to raise a substantial amount of money, which I think was a success indeed. And lastly, from threats is that are, you know, currently nowadays there are a lot of scams that we hear from the news, so it was kind of hard to convince people that our donations were actually genuine and our intentions are actually true. So yeah, so that's all from my part, and I'm passing it on to my next group member. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Patricia, and my role in this project was as the publicity coordinator. So I was assigned to monitor the media traffic for Facebook, which is now known as Meta, and Instagram, and that the public was constantly made aware of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. So as you can see here, under the improvements, a targeted reach towards people who are constantly on the Facebook, which is now known as Meta, and also Instagram platforms would help in spreading the awareness of COVID-19. Therefore, it would help in alleviating and also slowing down the stress and raise more funds through online platforms. As people start to trust our objective for this relief project, some of them might result into DMing us and also further going into DMing via WhatsApp, you know, to ask for more ways on how they can help. So, moreover, a more collaborative reach such as live streams via our Instagram Live and also Facebook Live would allow people to see who are the responsible parties in handling this relief fund and become more engaging and also helpful in spreading our SOP coverage to more of their friends and also family members. So, furthermore, also more visual representations could help improve the traffic engagement on our posts, such as more live pictures and also videos of the ongoing crisis and our responses on how to stop and prevent the COVID-19 from spreading. So lastly, another improvement is in our communication within the group will definitely help in resolving any errors or miscommunication of how the project is supposed to be laid out. So this will ensure that everyone is on the same page and is also working hand in hand to make sure this project is an even more successful event. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kosingi, and today I'll be presenting the conclusion for our group project. To conclude, we have listed down what we managed to achieve in this project as a group. Firstly, the total amount of engagement our social media page received, which is a total of 295 accounts on Instagram and 226 accounts on Facebook. We have gained an audience for our social media account and are thankful for all the viewers that engage with our account. Next, we move on to the amount of donation made. Even though we didn't achieve the target goal of 1,000 ringgit, we still managed to gather a total of 668 ringgit and 22 cents for the project. We're thankful for all the people who helped us and donated to the Malaysian Relief Agency. We have also managed to achieve our short-term and long-term objective by the end of the campaign. The short-term goal is to assist the Malaysian Relief Agency in raising funds to support frontliners who are affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. And the long-term goal is to raise awareness among the social media regarding the adverse effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and encourage support to those in need. Our group has learned a lot throughout the project, and as COVID is still ongoing, we should all try our best to curb the spread of COVID and help those in need. Thank you.